I watched your conversation with Sneako, I think, on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about how he was defending Tate and what he was saying?
It was just like the most like deep throating fucking shit in the world. It was just wild to me. But
That's a pretty good sound effect. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I don't know, man. People are wild to me.
I think it's so funny. He calls everyone a bot, and I'm like, bro, listen to what you're saying about this dude. If this dude wasn't your daddy, would you be saying half this shit?
Yeah.
And I just don't buy it. And I think that's the funny part. It's just funny to me that someone who calls everyone a bot literally just sounds like an Andrew Tate bot.
Sure.
The way
yeah, because you could predict every single opinion these guys are going to have on all of this.
Yeah. Like I've defended Tate in regards to Ethan Klein just randomly saying this dude's a sex trafficker.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
And I think it's fine if you read up on the source material and you present the facts that he's a trafficker or whatever. But just casually saying that he's some kind of criminal without anything is irresponsible. Now, of course, Ethan probably feels vindicated right now because he turned out to be true.
Yeah, but he's not. He was still in the wrong. Yeah.
He was wrong because of the reasons why he believed he was true, right? Because at the end of the day, I've heard this guy accuse people of different things in the past, and he turned out to be wrong. So him being right once a day or once every, once in blue moon doesn't make his way of doing things correct. But what I was getting at, I think, was with the whole Sneako thing and watching that unfold. Do you think that Myron being a Fed, do you think he's going to cover this case with any kind of objectivity, or do you think he's going to let this one slide?
I've been surprised, honestly, on some of his takes in the past that he seems to be relatively objective, but I don't know. I feel like he's holding a lot of water for Tate. But
I mean, it's a friend, so in his defense, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to have to do that to a friend.
Yeah, I don't like it when people say that. We got into this was like after the stream, unfortunately, but like we got into a big argument about that. Where I didn't think they should cover for him because he was a quote unquote friend, and they were like, "Oh, well, I'd cover for you," and that was the argument that both Sneako and Myron gave, and I was like, "Neither of you fucking know me. Neither of you should ever cover for me. You guys don't fucking know me. I've been on your show a few times. You talked like half a dozen times, maybe. Like, why the fuck would you cover for me? How many times have you met Andrew Tate? How many times have you talked to him? Realistically, like, do you really know this guy? Like, I just think that desire to like cover for someone because they're quote unquote a friend when like you don't really know this guy. I don't know. That seems really dumb to me. I don't like that.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
How are you not a suspicious individual if the people that you are calling friends are potential sex traffickers?
Sure, yeah.
It sounds great to be loyal to a friend, but why the fuck are you friends with a dude who's into this kind of behavior? And if you find out, why are you still vouching for this motherfucker?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or at least like depending on how well you know him. Like I know Dan pretty well at this point. If Dan got accused of some shit like that, I would probably stand for Dan. I'd be like, I don't think he's that kind of person. I don't think he would do it. I would do that. But like, if somebody like Mr. Girl got accused. No, I'm just kidding. But like if somebody else that like I've talked to, like maybe like 10 or 20 times on the internet got accused of some shit, like I'm not about to come out. Like, I don't know. I've never been to this person's house. If I've never seen them. Like, yeah, I'm kind of friendly with them, but they might be hiding shit. Like, it's not like if they were doing some crazy shit like that, they would have fucking told me, Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just dumb. It's just wild.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Dan got accused and you defended him, that would make sense. If evidence came out and showed that he was like 100% a sex trafficker, I mean, at some point you gotta just be like,
yeah, of course, fuck, 100%.
I love my homies. I'll defend them. If they tell me they didn't do it, I'll believe them because I know these people who are very close to me. Mm-hmm. But if it later came out, there's video evidence of them killing somebody, I'm like, bro, you gotta hold that L. What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
you took a man's life. I don't care if I know you like that. At the end of the day, you went and killed somebody. When you come out, we can have that conversation. But it's like, bro, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
You did that. You took somebody away from somebody else. Like, I can't do nothing for you at this point.
Yeah.
So, does that make me a poor friend? If that's what a good friend is for you, even when you're doing evil shit and you're harming, raping, whatever the fuck it is, people, and you defend them, yeah, then I want to be a shitty friend. Mm-hmm. I personally don't want friends like that. I would hope I would have friends who are walking me away from the ledge when I'm doing illegal shit. Or telling me that shit's wrong. Not somebody who would defend me when I fucking murder a bunch of people. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think people have different ideas of friendship. Some people think it's like loyalty even when you're an evil ass person. But at what point should your friendship come over just the well-being of people? Does that make sense? Like I said this before and people came after me, but I'm like, if I found out my homies were scamming folks, like I wouldn't be friends with them. Mm-hmm. If I found out you were running a bunch of rug pulls, I would not speak to you again.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, because I hold you in high esteem. I'm not saying you got to be a perfect individual. People make mistakes. But there's a big, giant difference between, like, heat of the moment you made a mistake and you're running, like, whole-ass scams on people or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. I think people's standards for friendship should be a little bit higher. Yeah, I think they just probably should be a little bit higher. I think it's kind of gross that people would defend somebody who's sex trafficking, like potentially.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
allegedly.
except now it's going to be, this is where it will go. And this is where the dialogue will be. If anybody wants to do Red Pill videos, if you're looking for a script writer, I can write your script right now. And it's basically going to be, well, okay, these girls weren't forced. They were making money. I think even Pearl, gave this example. She said, well, these girls are probably making more money doing this than anything else. So like, is it really fair that, this is some criminal shit and he just gave them an opportunity and blah, 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 blah. And it's not going to be a big deal. I think that's where it's going to go at the end of the day. Yeah.
Here's a human take. I think Tate to his friends and to the people around him is very good. I would assume. This is just me saying this without knowing anything. But I can see that he seems to foster some good relations with the people around him, and he really takes care of them. He's really like generous and he's cool with them. And so I think the kind of loyalty that they feel towards him makes sense to some degree, because I'm pretty sure he treats the people around him well. But just because he treats you well, or you see him treating people around you well, it does not mean he does that with everybody. I mean, there's folks who are notorious serial killers, and they're great family members. They take care of their kids, they go home. It doesn't really change the kind of person that they are. And so I can understand like their kind of love for him or whatever it might be. But that doesn't make... I just hated the fact that Sneako would come on and be like, well, I saw him. I watched him.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, oh, wow, he didn't rape someone right in front of you? Like, well, Jesus Christ, Sneako, why didn't you fucking tell me? Like, good job, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so
it's like,
dumb.
how do you feel when you see the online stuff and he's saying, like, scam people? Or, like, if you're going to pay her less money. Did you guys talk about that?
Yeah, what was his... Guys, what the fuck was his counter to me talking about, like, the tax shit? What did he say? I think he might have kept... I think when I started to bring that up, I think he kept jumping off of that. Oh, yeah, actually, I think he knew he was full of shit, because there were a couple questions that I asked him, because on one, he was like, there were 75 girls there. How are you telling me that, like, they were able to keep all of them locked up? And I asked him, I was like, hold on. How many men armed with guns do you think it would take to keep 75 women locked in one place? I'm curious. And I don't think he ever gave me an answer to that question, ever. I think we danced around that for like 5 minutes, and I kept asking, how many would it take? And he's like, well, assuming, hypothetically, well, first of all, you don't even know, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think he ever actually answered that question, because he knew that it was like obviously a stupid point, I think, right? Yeah.
But you know what the truth is? And this is what I really believe. I think despite the fact that they're like, we love women, I think deep down inside, they actually don't care that he did this. They don't even think it's really a bad thing.
Well, no, because I think there's a lot of resentment built up to a lot of these guys. Because I mean, like, think about it, dude. Did you see?
Care.
When I was on Fresh and Fit, I asked them. I was like, because I'm curious, what percentage of women in college campuses do you think are actually getting flown out to fucking Dubai? Did you hear Fresh's answer that none of them contradicted?
He probably said something like 75%, something crazy.
Oh no, that would be crazy. But he said 20, 30. No, I think he said 30, 40, or 50%.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You think up to 50%? Millions of college fucking girls are getting flown out. Like half the population of Dubai are fucking chicks from the campus of fucking Arkansas walking around. Like, you guys are insane. And neither of them wanted to contradict him on that. And it was like, you guys are actually fucking wild. Yeah. But I mean, like, think about it. Think about it. You're the average, like, red pill audience, okay? What are women to you? Well, all of them are trying to fuck the top 20% because they're hypergamous. All of them have easy lives. Remember, my own says men have to become, women just are. All of them have easy lives, right? Pearl says it, that women live easier lives than men. None of them have to work or do anything because everything is provided for by men. They've got the pick of the litter on everything. Even if you're an average mid-woman, you'll still get flown to Dubai to fuck, right? When women are built up like this, they're basically like the worst types of selfish, horrible fucking people in the universe. So yeah, it's not surprising that a lot of these guys have resentful views of women. Especially like, well, fuck, if you get trafficked, like, fuck you, bitch. Like, it's just an easy life anyway. I wish I could get trafficked and make money selling my fucking, dick pics on fucking my... That's probably what a lot of them think,
Yeah, I think even beyond that, when you frame it in that way, I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think when I've watched them have conversations, like, they'll say, like, oh, no, we care about women. Like, we want women to do well. Like, we want... But I think as you listen to the undertones and the reactions to certain stories, I think it just becomes hard to believe that you feel that way. Because I don't think you see them as humans the same way you see men as humans. I'm not talking about they're equal or whatever. I'm saying, like, do you see that these are people deserving of being treated well, of being paid?
Well, I mean, like, what's Myron's book going to be called?
And I am convinced in my heart of hearts that if this was a man being taken advantage of or a bunch of men being stolen their money by some feminist propaganda, these guys would lose their fucking mind.
Wait, that already happened.
What was it?
That already happened. I think it was Myron that lost his mind because that one wife of a football player, NBA player, she said something like, I felt comfortable cheating on my husband because I was paying on the bills or whatever. Dude, he lost his mind. They did like a 2-hour stream screaming about this.
I'm not gonna lie, whoever that woman is, that shit sounds kind of base. What a high value.
Well,
woman.
no, that sounds fucked
No,
up.
no,
But
women
that is
are not
funny.
the same
You're
as
right.
men.
You're right. That is basically the red pill ideology. Well, hold on. She was paying the bill, so of course you can step out. But no, yeah, we watched Myron like losing his mind on a stream about this. He was so fucking mad.
Yeah, I think these people like. I'm not here to go to the whole misogyny route. Like, oh, but if we're being honest, a lot of the stuff they're saying, there's no way you could look at people being taken advantage of, even if you don't believe it's sex trafficking. Okay, even if you just believe that this guy's stealing their money and stealing their income, lured them under false pretenses, and stole the money that they were supposed to earn unfairly. Like, that's still super fucking bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just can't get over the fact that even if we all agree on the worst case scenario, which he, out of his own mouth, has admitted to, it's still so fucking bad.
Yeah.
He's stealing their money. And everyone is just walking past it. And I suspect, honestly, partially it's because it's Tate, yes, but I think also partially because the victims are women.
Yeah.
And so they don't care.
Yeah. Which sucks, because then it kind of makes you sound like a cuck to say that, or like you're being a hyper feminist. But like I do. Yeah, it does feel like it's a lot of like, and I remember saying this a long time ago, it feels like a lot of them just kind of hate women when you listen to them talk about it. When you listen to them talk about sex, relationships, everything, like women are just kind of these adversarial creatures, these mythical beings that are, like exist to make your life miserable, but if you trick them, you can get sex out of them, and like that's kind of it. Like, yeah. All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.